Hey, what's up guys? How are y'all doing today? Recently I was on the podcast Down to Seconds where we talked about the state of speedrunning, and afterwards I had so many thoughts swirling around in my head, I thought what better way to organize it all than to make it into a video. I'm sure many of you have noticed a lot of people think speedrunning is dying. You may think this yourself. Like I've said in the past, I disagree with this. I don't think you could ever kill speedrunning at this point, but I get where people are coming from here. I do think speedrunning has gotten quote-unquote worse over the last few years, but I'm not saying I wish we could go back to the good old days. What I am saying is this is 2016, and we're running things like we did 4, 5, 6 years ago. Speedrunning itself has blown up the last few years, but our leadership has been completely stagnant. What do I mean by this? Look at Speedruns Live. They were really the place to go to watch speedruns. They were the first ones to give us a standardized racing system, even with a scoreboard. They created a new kind of race specific to SRL called bingos. They played a big role in pushing speedrunning back when it blew up, and what have they done recently? There were cries for global leaderboards for years, and they never came. I mean, sure, they were a great alternative to nothing, but it's 2016 now, and we're still running our races through IRC. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to just go onto a website and easily participate in a race without having to use an IRC client. It's not that complicated, but every extra hoop we make people jump through turns away some portion of them. So who else do we have? Games Done Quick is probably the biggest name in speedrunning right now. I'm not going to make this video about them, but I think we can all agree they're more concerned with raising money for charity than leading the community. And that's not a criticism. I'd expect any charity event to do the same thing. I'm just saying that as a fact. And then we have the runners themselves, but many of the runners who got huge during the SRL era have moved away from speedrunning. I can't blame them, they were never obligated to do anything, but it's left us in a really weird state because while our numbers blew up, our leadership kinda disappeared and left us in a standstill. By the way, huge shoutouts to speedrun.com for making global leaderboards a thing. But I don't think speedrunning is going to die, we're just losing potential. It's only a matter of time before someone makes racing easier than Speedruns Live, and that person will have a successful website. It's just amazing it's taken this long. When I look around, I don't think people are happy with how things are currently run. Correct me if I'm wrong there. That's what ultimately gives me hope though, because if people want change, it will come eventually. But we cannot depend on the people who got us here. I think it's going to take something new, something like Speedruns Live or an event like Games Done Quick, something that we can all get behind, but also something that's actively fighting for the betterment of speedrunning. Maybe that thing even could be speedrun.com, I don't know. We need something that brings us all together for the sake of speedrunning itself. Wouldn't it be sick to have legitimate speedrunning conventions, or at least get panels at these larger gaming events? And people are going to tell me speedrunning isn't big enough to justify that, and so few people speedrun it will never catch on. Listen, if a 1-week marathon can consistently raise over $1 million per event, we can afford to put on a badass convention, or at least get more recognition in mainstream gaming overall. You know, now that I think about it, maybe it's because our presentation is so poor that people think speedrunning is smaller than it is. Speedrunning is huge, we just need to realize it. Anyways, I'd like to thank you guys as always for watching my videos. Your support means everything to me, I really can't say thank you enough. I'm working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes for the channel right now, so I just ask that you guys be patient because I might not be posting as much for the next couple of weeks, but I think it will be worth it. Alright, have a good one guys.